Hi, this is Sandra, and welcome to Minutes of Torah. This week we are in the Torah portion, Acharei Kiddushin, and we are still wandering in the desert. And it was just a few weeks ago we escaped slavery, and now we are free. Wandering in the desert on our way to receive the Torah at Mount Sinai. And this brings us to the season of counting the Omer. Every spring we begin counting the Omer on the second night of Passover. What is an Omer? Well, the Omer is a sheaf or a measure of barley or wheat. The Omer is also the name of the 7-week period of time between Passover and the holiday of Shavuot. On Passover, we celebrate our freedom from slavery and bondage, and on Shavuot, we celebrate receiving the Torah on Mount Sinai as free people. In ancient times, the Omer period was significant agriculturally, as it marked the period of time between planting and the spring and summer harvest. Over time, Jewish mystical tradition connected the Omer period with spiritual practices about refining the soul, so we are ready to receive the Torah at Sinai. So, why do we count? In order to move from a place of liberation to revelation, we are invited to use the act of counting to check in with ourselves. Our counting reminds us to take notice of each day and that no 2 days are the same. One of my teachers, Rabbi Yael Levi, says that for 49 days we are mindful of the passage of time. We are encouraged to make each day count. In addition, our counting of the Omer encourages us to see this 7-week period as a pilgrimage that starts at Passover, where we celebrate leaving Mitzrayim, Egypt. And the word Mitzrayim also means a narrow place, a place of constriction and limitation of choice. Then we journey out into the open space, which is liberating and scary at the same time, because it is also uncharted territory. And in this space of freedom, we may encounter doubt, uncertainty, and fear. And during this time between Passover and Shavuot, I can't help but think of my journey in life, my journey to Judaism and my journey to becoming a rabbi. I discovered Judaism as an adult because a friend invited me to her house for Shabbat meal, and when I wanted to learn more, another friend invited me to his synagogue. And at this synagogue, even though I had no idea what was going on, and I didn't even understand the language, the community welcomed me and made me feel at home. And I felt like I was at home. And like our ancestor Ruth, I fell in love with Judaism. And I said to myself, your people shall be my people, and your God shall be my God. And while at that synagogue, I became a leader. I joined the board, and I volunteered with interfaith leaders on issues that concern the community. And I realized that I wanted to learn more about what it means to be a Jewish leader and to serve the Jewish community. And that led me to rabbinical school. And I've spent many, many, many years in rabbinical school preparing for the day that I would get to serve the Jewish community as a rabbi. And as of today, right now, at this recording for this podcast, I have 44 days until I officially become ordained. I've been counting down these remaining days in much the same way that we count the Omer. Taking each day, making sure I am present, setting an intention for the day, and making each day count. And like the Israelites, I am now in this wide open space of freedom and liberation. And I am about to go into uncharted territory. There is uncertainty and fear, but I know that I'm on the right path. My doubts and uncertainty are not about being a rabbi. Instead, I worry about being welcomed into a community. And I say that because to many, I don't look like their image of a rabbi. I'm black. I'm married to a woman. And if that's not enough, the whole vegan thing really throws people off. As I have traveled in this unknown, I have internalized a vision of faith and discovered a sense of belonging that helps me feel connected and at home. And over the past few years, I have spent a great deal of time thinking about the kind of Jewish community that I want to help build and be a part of. It's important for me as a rabbi to find ways to connect with as many Jews as possible, not just the one in our shuls or other Jewish organizations, but the ones that go unnoticed. We often call them the unaffiliated. I believe we as Jews should always strive to create welcoming spaces and open our homes and our shuls and hearts to everyone. I say that because I am Jewish today and a rabbi because a friend invited me to their home for Shabbat meal, and another Jewish friend invited me to a synagogue. My vision as a rabbi is to help build a more inclusive Jewish community where all who want to come are welcome, diversity is embraced, and we can come together to learn, to eat, and to pray. Shabbat Shalom.